Hey Run Junkies, welcome back to Runners Without Limits TV, and it is time once again for a course map breakdown, this time for the Princess Half Marathon weekend. The digital event guide has officially posted on the Run Disney website, but let's take a look at our race courses, start and finish areas, getting to and from the races, and so much more. Stick around, we have a lot to cover. Now, a couple of quick things. I don't work for Run Disney. I don't get a kickback for doing these videos. I just want to give you as much insight as my experience allows. Now, before I get into the course maps, I'd like to highlight a few items before we get in here. It's extremely important that you read the digital event guide. Every page. There is a lot of information in there, and chances are, if you have a question, it will be answered somewhere in the guide. Not only that, but Run Disney tends to make edits and changes all the way up to and through the event, so keep checking back to the guide for those updates. Over on the podcast, Jen and I discuss a lot of the information included in the guide itself. I'm going to leave a link to that episode in the description. Now, I will not be discussing Sunrise Yoga or the Expo in this video, but Jen and I do talk about that over on the podcast. Lastly, the event guide is designed to be viewed on your smartphone, so you might keep the guide saved in a browser tab for quick reference. What follows is my course map breakdown, so let's take each race turn by turn. I'll point out some choke points as I see them, but let's get to it. As with every Run Disney digital event guide, we have three main pages in the guide itself. You have the main stage, the digital expo, and weekend events. We're going to go straight to weekend events. That's all we're going to really cover today. But before we get into each of the maps, I want to talk about the transportation and start staging area. So if it's been a while since you've participated in a Run Disney event, there's been a bit of a change. I'm going to go into the 5K just to show you exactly what all of this looks like. In the last year, Run Disney events that have started and finished at Epcot, they've moved the drop-off location. So when you take Run Disney event transportation to the race, the buses will drop you off in the same area where park guests are dropped. This is to the west of the main gate here and the monorail station. From there, you will literally walk a mile right here, I'm not kidding, from the buses through the Epcot security and to the start staging area northeast of the monorail station all the way out here. Along the way, you're going to get a really good look at the finish line. And for past events, they've had a gold Mickey statue somewhere in this area here. So this will probably be the last one that they have because it's the 50th, the end of the 50th anniversary is coming up, if you'd like a photo op with that. But let's close this out and go to the start staging map. This is a pretty basic map for the 5K and 10K. As I said, you're going to come past the finish line, and this is sort of your home base for all of your races here. But for the 5K and 10K, your start area is going to be to the west of this reunion area. When we talk about the half marathon, we'll go to a different map. But this is the basic map for the 5K and 10K. We're going to go over here to a more detailed map here. Again, you've got spectator seating in these kind of teal colored areas here. This is the finish line. The finish area, when you cross the finish line, you'll get your medals. Come down to get water and Powerade, get your bonus medals on the last day if you've done the challenge, and then you're going to come past gear check. So this reunion area is basically your home base for all three races. So you're going to start over here and then go to your start lines from there, and then when you finish, you're going to end up in this area again. Disney transportation, Run Disney bus transportation is going to be over here at pickup. Not at the drop-off, but at the pickup. So then you have, again, 5K and 10K start groups over here. This is a runner-only area, and when we talk about the half marathon, I'll show you the walkout from this area. It's to the east here. So that is the finished staging area map. We're going to go over to the 5K now. The 5K will be held on Friday, February 24th at 5 a.m. in the Epcot parking lot. Bus transportation will run from the resort hotels to the start line beginning at 3 a.m. This, guys, right here, this is important information. Please read this information in all of these sections, but especially the race etiquette as well and the reminders tab. So let's go back to this transportation real quick. Hours for bus transportation are from 3 to 5 a.m. for the pickup from resorts to the start line, and from 6:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. to get back to your resort. This is for the 5K. I just want to be clear on this. You will see a sign posted in your hotel lobby with all of the bus times. I would recommend snapping a shot of that and saving it to your phone for quick reference. Please note, Monorail and Skyliner will not be running during the 5K and 10K. So let's move up here. I want to show you this real quick. Most of these have a Learn More tab. This is going to take you to a different map. So it's the same, this is road closures for the 5K, for example. Those Learn More buttons will take you to more information that you will probably need. Spectators for the 5K will only be allowed at the start and finish lines for the 5K. If you have a friend or family member cheering you on, please share this information with them. Now that that is over with, let's go to the 5K course. This is very similar from other Run Disney 5Ks that start and end at Epcot, which is pretty much all of them. It's pretty straightforward, not too many bottlenecks, but it will be dark in some places. Keep an eye out. The Learn More button here is going to show you a different version of this map, the Google map, that's going to have more detail on it. So you're going to start up here, which is now the Rocket parking lot. So you'll start past the Spectators over here, take a hard right and go all the way around that start staging area that I showed you before. Then you're going to come all the way down, take a right turn again to come toward Test Track. Your mile 1 is here. You will probably start seeing character stops in this area here. You'll come under Test Track under here, then come out onto World Showcase between the Mexico and Norway pavilions. You're going to do an entire tour around World Showcase. You will have one water stop in front of American Adventure Pavilion, and then out, up and over the bridge when you pass France, then a real quick out past the Skyliner station, backstage to mile 2. You're going to continue backstage until you come out right past the UK Pavilion, past Canada, and then you're going to finish your tour by coming straight up this thoroughfare. You're going to have a beautiful shot of Spaceship Earth right in front of you. Take a right-hand turn between Connections and Creations. Creations Cafe and Connections Store, I think it's the other way around. I don't know. Anyway, you're going to go here. Underneath, past Test Track again, backstage to the finish line, and mile 3 and the finish line. This section in here, basically from here, actually like from here out, is the same for all 3 events. That is your 5K course. Let's move on. We're going to go over to the weekend events again and find the 10K. The Princess 10K will take place on Saturday, February 25th with the start and finish lines in the Epcot parking lot, as I showed you before. Please read the reminder and race etiquette tabs. The Spectators tab will have a runner's tracking link as you get closer on this Learn More button at the top here. So that, yes, this will take you to tracking, but we don't need that right now. The tracking will be available on Monday, February 20th, so share that information with your friends and family who would like to follow you on course. As with the 5K, and as of this recording, there are only 2 official places for you to have your spectators view the race. That is at the start and finish lines. However, as I go through the map, I'll point out a few places you might be able to cheer along the course. Check your transportation bus tab for more information. Bus pickup and drop-off times, road closure information, all of that's in here. Now, in the past, the Princess courses were almost identical to those from Marathon Weekend, but the 10K this year is a little bit different. So we've covered all of the staging area maps here, so we're just going to go straight on to the 10K course map. So this one, again, your start staging area or your start corrals are over here in the Rocket parking lot. You're going to come out and go left just a nice soft left, and you're going to go underneath the Epcot welcome sign. It is highly likely that they are going to be playing The Magic is Calling, which is the 50th anniversary theme song. That may be the last race that we're going to hear this song. Don't know what they're going to replace it with, but the end of the 50th anniversary is coming up at the end of March. So this will probably be the last time we hear that one. I'm going to be sad. Okay, mile 1 is just on the way out, and you have a clover leaf coming downward, and then a hard hairpin turn for a water stop right before mile 2. You're going to spend a lot of time on the road here. You've got another clover leaf going up to mile 3 before you head into Hollywood Studios. Another water stop just backstage at Hollywood Studios here. We are going to go to this pop-out map here. So you're going to enter in past Rock and Roller Coaster instead of up this way. You're going to come past Rock and Roller Coaster, take a right-hand turn. You're going to have the Hollywood Tower to your left, which should be all lit up, and you're going to come straight up Sunset Boulevard. Now, there are probably going to be some PhotoPass photographers here getting the Hollywood Tower behind you, which will be really cool. You're going to take a left-hand turn to come up Hollywood Boulevard, then backstage and out toward the Hollywood Studio parking lot. You may see some folks spectate here along the parking lot in the Skyliner. However, this is mile 4. Then you have the International Squeezeway. This is the Boardwalk Resort here. And if you are staying at the Swan and Dolphin resorts here, the Yacht and Beach Club resorts here, or the Boardwalk, you may have the opportunity to come out and spectate along the Boardwalk. That is not an official spectator location, and during that time, it will probably be some quiet time. They might have signs posted for people to keep it down, but it's still a great place to come see your runner. You're at mile 5 as you come up and over the bridge and then down past the Skyliner station and a water stop backstage before you come back out to Epcot. You're going to basically do a quick turn past Canada, then up that main thoroughfare with, again, a Spaceship Earth in front of you. And again, you're going to turn right toward Test Track. Then you're out backstage to mile 6, and the choir's right here, and then to the finish line. That is your 10K. Again, it's a pretty wide open course. You have some wider areas coming underneath the Epcot gate, but it's basically all open road. There are only a couple of pinch points, which is right here along International Squeezeway, but otherwise everything else is pretty wide open. Okay, let's move on to the half marathon. 15th running of the Princess Half Marathon will be on Sunday, February 26th at 5 a.m. Please check out the reminders tab, the race etiquette tab, all that stuff that I keep telling you about. Please note the buses will start running from resort hotels beginning at 2:30. And I highly recommend getting on that first bus because not only do you have to walk from the drop-off location that I mentioned earlier, but you will also have a good walk out from the reunion area to the start line. I'll get to that in a second. So a couple of other things too. Disney Skyliner will not be running transportation to the races, but it looks like the monorail will. In fact, guests staying at Magic Kingdom Resorts, that's going to be Contemporary, Polynesian, and Grand Floridian, must take the monorail for the half marathon. There is no full marathon. I think that is the first typo that I've actually seen. Hey, that's pretty good. So please read this information if you are heading over to the half marathon. We're going to go to the Spectators tab real quick because this is where you can find all of the spectator places. So you can spectate as with all of the other races at the start and finish line. Mile 3.6, that's going to be the Disney Transportation and Ticket Center. I'll point that out later. Mile 4.4 at the Contemporary, 4.8 on Main Street. This is a very popular one, and you're coming right up toward the castle on there. Mile 6.7 is the Grand Floridian, and that's accessible to those of you staying there. It's mile 7 at the Polynesian if you're staying there. And then the finish line at Epcot. Also, more information about spectators here, so please check out that as well. Now, we discussed the start staging area, but I want to show you the walkout. Where the heck is the walkout? Oh, here it is. So now I'm going to show you the walkout, which is what I was explaining earlier. You have that really long walk from the bus drop-off location to this finish line area, actually to the reunion area here. The walkout starts just past that finisher chute, and you're going to walk all the way around here. Guys, this, depending on where you are in the corrals, if you're all the way up in A, that's another mile walk. So you will have done easily 2 miles of walking before you even start your race. All right, so I've showed you that walkout for the runners. Now let's talk about the half marathon course. This one is a lot of highway miles, guys, so we're gonna kind of truck through this really quick. So you're starting, as I showed you, in that start staging area, or excuse me, in the corral area out here on the road. This is the start staging area. Then you're gonna walk all the way around this direction. Once you start, you are on open road. There is a water stop just before mile 1 because there's so much walking and so much standing around before the half marathon. Mile 1, and then a hard turn to go north toward Magic Kingdom. Mile 2, there's a water stop before mile 3. This is where the ticketing and transportation area is for spectators. It's a really great place for spectators to be. Mile 4, just before mile 4, you're going to have a water stop just beyond this, just beyond where the spectators are standing. Mile 4 is just before you get to the underwater passage here. This is kind of a choke point in here. This gets very narrow. It's a 2-lane road that they have to give the runners only 1 lane for. Another thing to be very, very careful of during marathon weekend, on this underwater bridge, it was dark, but they had kind of ambiance lights that were on the ground. All of those cords were on the ground. People were tripping. People were getting hurt. So please, 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 if they haven't fixed that, please be careful right there. You're going to come up this hill here and pass the Contemporary. You're going to do a tour around the bus loop and then up through the front gate of Magic Kingdom, straight up Main Street to the castle. Let's come to this pop out here. You're going to go around the town square. Your mile 5 is going to be right on Main Street, and then you're going to take a right in the hub to go around Tomorrowland. So sometimes there are characters in these areas here. One note about the Walt Disney World Half Marathon, the teacups were running. I don't know if they'll be running. That not only were they running, but they were allowing runners on to the teacups. I don't know if either of those scenarios will be the case, but just kind of file that away if you're going to be doing the half marathon. You're going to come past the carousel here and then out through the castle. Please be careful. There were, I hope RunDisney fixes this. I heard a lot of instances where it was just a total bottleneck to get through here. So please be careful. Please be courteous as you're coming through. Then you can get a castle shot here. There are PhotoPass photographers right at the front of the hub. Then out through Liberty Square. There are usually some characters here, maybe a character or two in here. And then you're out backstage. Now from backstage, there is a water stop right backstage. Then you hit mile 6. Again, you are on open highway. That doesn't mean there's nothing going on. There will be plenty of entertainment. DJs, characters out here. There are usually several kind of along in this area here, along 6 and 7, all the way up to 8. Then at right before mile 8, you're going to have your only food stop. This is a fueling stop. For the half marathon, you will see water and Powerade. Powerade is the one of the official sponsors. For this season's RunDisney fuel stops, they've had sport beans. I would highly recommend that you bring your own because they haven't yet published what's going to be on course, but if I had to guess, it would be sport beans. But whatever you've been practicing with, I would bring that with you. Mile 8, there's another water stop just beyond mile 8. And then again, you're coming back south on the highway to mile 9. Another water stop before this uphill course loop, Cloverleaf loop at mile 10. The Green Army person will be right here. Then another mile out to this hairpin turn up and over, and then you're backstage for another water stop just before mile 12. Then in Epcot here, you're going to come out between Imagination Pavilion and basically just traverse right across to that usual finish line section where you're coming out across Test Track and then up and to the finish line. These cloverleaf loops can be kind of, they can be tough, and you might see a lot of people slowing to a walk. That's totally fine. Again, up here on the bridge, same thing. You're down to one lane. Please be careful here. This is really just one lane, so it can get congested toward the later half of the race. But otherwise, it's pretty wide open road for the entire, with the exceptions that I pointed out. Oh, there is one more right here between 6 and 7. This is considered Cone Alley. There's another one here at 4 that you're down to one lane because they have to have access to these resort hotels here. But I think that is all the courses. So real quick, before I close it out today, I want to invite you to come say hello. If you're going to be at Princess Half Marathon weekend, if you see me on the courses, in the start area, in the parks, wherever, please come say hello. I have met so many wonderful people here at these events, and I would love to see you face to face. That is going to do it for the course map breakdown. What do you think? What are you most looking forward to on these courses? Please leave thoughts, questions, comments, and suggestions for future videos in the comment section down below. Please like this video, subscribe for more Run Disney videos coming soon, and share this with your friends who are headed down to the 15th running of the Princess Half Marathon weekend. Thanks for watching, and until next time, remember, you have no limits. Happy running.